Hey y'all, this is Kim with Creative Escapades. Welcome to my channel and thank you for joining me today. Let's jump right into our video and see what we can create. I previously uploaded this video yesterday and received a comment today that someone heard a word that was not very nice in my recording, so I immediately took it down because I assure you I did not say that at all, but I want to make sure that I have no problems with YouTube or offend any of my subscribers. So we're going to do this again. I have let this resin sculpture cure, and I am now taking the plastic wrap off of it, and this is the shrink wrap that comes on your canvases, and it works very well for doing the resin sculptures, and it comes away from the resin very easily. Got one little place right there, just takes a little bit extra pull and it comes right up. And I save this paper or this plastic to use again until it is no longer usable. So this is where the subscriber said that they heard me say something, and I want to be sure that I don't in any way talk in a manner that would make anyone think I said something. What I'm doing now is using my X-Acto knife, and I'm trimming away any of the sharp edges or the residue resin that may be along the edge of the sculpture. And once I get that trimmed off, then I'm going to start putting on the embellishments. Right here I found a couple places on the inside of the bowl that was kind of thin, and so I just kind of trimmed them out a little bit so that I could add some resin in there in those places to strengthen the bowl. So I'm going to use this diamond glaze and attach the crushed glass and the chunky acrylic crystals all around the edges of the bowl. I want to build this up and make the edge of it really stand out and sparkle. So I'm just putting a little drop of the diamond glaze onto the edge, and then I'm going to start laying these pieces of crushed glass and the chunky acrylic crystals along there. I'm not going to make y'all watch this part of it. It's simply gluing down these little pieces. So I'm going to bring you back and let you see what it looks like after I get it done. So here we are. We've got it on there. I've got one little area left to do right here, and I'm going to finish that, and then we'll be ready to add our resin. I think it's looking great. Okay, now we're ready to put the resin on here, and you can see the way it just kind of catches the light, but I want to be very careful and make sure that I cover all that crushed glass and the acrylic crystals. They're not sharp, but I want to make sure that there aren't any sharp edges along the edge there that could possibly hurt someone, cut them, or scratch or whatever. So my resin is approaching the 45-minute stage, and so it's thicker, and I actually like it like that for this type of project. if I use it when it's first mixed, it's too runny and will not stay where I need it to stay and cover, because this is not like doing a pour and you get that 1/8 of an inch coverage. I'm going to just use my hand and put it all around the edges and into the bowl, and then I'll heat it up a little bit just to warm it enough to where that I can make sure that there's no air bubbles, that there's no areas of the resin bowl is not covered with the second layer, because you will be able to tell it if you don't get a good covering over the first layer. And I will be having to come back and do a another layer on the inside and 2 layers on the outside. I want to make sure that this is a sturdy piece, and as this is very thin with each layer, it's kind of you build it up as you go. Making sure that I get all those little cracks and crevices, because that's where it can have a weak point if you don't cover them with resin as well as the main part of the bowl. This is getting thicker, and it is a little bit challenging to spread, but it's okay. Like I said, I will heat it up in a minute, and then it will just not really flow, but it will cover all the area that I need covering. Also is going to bring a really nice shine to the edges where the crushed glass is at, but it won't diminish the sparkle when the light hits it. I'm going to use my torch to heat it up a little bit and pop any bubbles. Don't want to use it too much because I don't want to scorch any of my resin that's already cured. So I'm just gonna try to make sure that I don't have any bubbles in there. And then around these edges, I want to make sure that the resin does completely cover the stones that's there. And then just using my heat gun to make sure that the resin is just enough warmed up that I can move it and touch up anywhere that may have not gotten covered because it's so thick. So here it is, already cured, and I've already added the second coat on the inside and the 2 coats on the outside, and I think it's just lovely. The sparkle from that purple galaxy is just gorgeous, and when the light hits and reflects off of those gemstones and the crushed glass around the edges, this is what the back of it looks like. Still has that textured look from the plastic, but all that has a smooth outer surface. So I want to thank y'all again for watching, and I'm sorry if anyone heard what the other viewer heard, and hope you will enjoy this video and click like and share. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the bell so you get notified when I upload future videos, and I hope to see you in my next creative escapade. Thanks everyone. Bye bye.